2 bullets on this one. Or no, lost and break even, which is fine. And now we're going into RDR. Let's go here. So before chosen date, let's do 2023, June 30th. RDR. Why is this not updating? Refresh. Oil, RDR, before choosing date, 2023, June 30th, remove news days. Sort by day, Monday, true law, or no, I guess it doesn't, we don't know yet. I got and I wouldn't call it confirmation. However, when we get the second one, so Monday, true short. So I would have went in right here when this closed above and dimmed up, but that's okay. Maybe break even, and no confirmations for today. I actually wonder if you could do that. So dibs up, stop below this limiter. What would that have been? Dibs up, stop here. Let's say you want here 3.4. And then if you get the confirmation, you could take another one. So this is ODR. And we wouldn't call that a confirmation, doesn't matter what happens. Confirmation happens here. So the confirmation, so ODR, true long on a Tuesday. 0.5's reached, so it would have to be a really shallow retracement. So 0.4 to 0.5 is like, yeah, I wouldn't even be interested. I'd have to see, so this up comes down. So what would you do here? So this down retakes everything. You could do like something like this. 2.5, 2.3. That's the target. If you do this on 15-minute swings, it'd be here. Wow. Crazy. Anyways, can't look at what could have been. That's stuff to go back test. No confirmation, doesn't matter what happens. is today? 15th. Okay, this is the ODR. And this is a 425 confirmation. Wednesday, true long. Hey, so look at this here. So 03 to 04. 5 o'clock. 0 to 03. 04 to 05. And 07 to 9. Now, if I'm thinking about this properly, we just had a clear rejection from the clothesline. Took this. So this is a good sign. Rejecting higher. I think this would have been a smart trade here, right? Stop below here. That's okay though. So if we go, so 2.2 is our extension. So that dips down. So that's a good weight. See what happens here. So this dips up. So I think we would have to be in here because our time's over and this looks good. We could go here and at 2.2. As we would assume the confirmation candle is the low. Doesn't really matter what happens. So we'd be break even now. I definitely wouldn't be break even here at 7R, but that's okay. Hope for break even for the test. I would have had at least, this protected, like 2R. That's okay though. Oops, too fast. Wednesday true short, RDR. So 3 extension. So let's map this out. We already hit the 0.5. So really it's like, we want to include that, 0.5 to 4. What's our time? Our time is 11:10. I'll do 0.2 to 3. 0 to 0.1. this dibs up so we don't get in here. 0, 1 to 0, 2. Oh, that's what I put. I put the wrong one. That's funny. 0 to 0, 1. And 5 to 0, 6. And 7 to 1. Yeah, I was gonna say this looks like it's just gonna run. I can't enter anywhere here. Go figure, eh? Like, I think the only entry would have been this dib down, but it's after my time. 11 o'clock. So this is like 3. And we'd be break even here and we wouldn't re-enter here. So like on this dip down, it's 1 candle. So what would happen, like say we go like this, and we're going like, what's the mode? 1.9. Yeah, I guess we could do something like that, assuming that it's hitting this. And it's not retracing here because we're getting the rejection. The closest to the tick comes down, opens. I guess you could. I guess you could. And 3.0 would be here. If it comes to here, it's probably just, yeah, going to here or here. I guess you wouldn't even be break even, would you? So you'd get in on this dip down, stop here, just hold for target. And your target would be here in this case. Wild. What is this? Oh, just slow to respond. Okay, so ODR, true long on a Thursday. Oh, this one break even. Confirmation was at 425. True long, we hit the 5, so we're 0.4 to 0.2. And 5 o'clock. 0 to 0, 1. 0, 1 to 0, 2. 0, 3 to 0, 4. 0, 7 to 0, 8. this candle. I try to go lower, we try to lower, try to go higher. Dibs up. Comes down. Double dibs, comes down. It's not respecting anything, comes down some more. Dibs down. Takes all this. False day. Oh, not a false day. This should be 1 point. So when this dibs up, what are we looking at? So this closed all this. Let's try to come higher. Well, we'd be done here anyways. Doesn't matter what happens. I was gonna save it. This looks like one of those times that this dibs up. This closes to the tick. Dibs up, closes. Like, you could even argue for if you were sitting here, something like this, new high. But it actually goes all the way to target. Goes higher than target, so if you're, let's back this up. I don't know where those retracements were, but let's just do this. So this is a Thursday true long for the RDR. So 0.5 has been reached, so just use this 0.3 to 0. 11:35. 0.1 to 0.2. 0.7 to 0.9.
No stream dispo. Hello. How are you?
Good, you?
Yes. Muscle pain?
That's no good.
Ah. There is no stream. Is correct?
No scripts, no.
No screen. No screen. I don't see your screen.
Oh, no screen. I didn't share
No
my
script. Yes, my English is terrible. Double Dutch.
No,
Oh,
no,
thank you.
you're fine.
Thanks.
Guys,
I only young 20 minutes and I have to go. Sorry.
No, you're fine, dude. So this tries to push down and comes up. This tries to go further but closes higher. I think when this dibs up, I'm in this trade. My stop is going to be the IDR and 1.6. It's not good enough, so we'd go like this. We'd probably close it right away because we don't get priced in and it runs to target. Crazy. Could you argue for... No, I don't think I could ever have a tighter stop than that on this trade. So we were in here. I don't want it to come back into the IDR. Yeah, that's about as good as we can go. I guess you could argue for a further extension, but to get 5R you'd be... Yeah, nope. That's funny though.
anyone else take this range X trade?
I took this trade.
No, I'm not looking. Let me see. babysitting right now.
I took this break even, and then
Oh, yesterday?
no, this is today.
Oh yeah, this is your current position.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Me too. I got in at 63, 75, 63.
Oh wow.
Got in at 75, 63, and I also I got in. This is the first time I've ever done this, but I held a position overnight. I'll never do it over the weekend, but I bought some MES last night, thinking that it's going to come and close this gap before it heads back down, if it's going to head back down. So just a little bit of an advanced trade, but you get some really good gains if you hold overnight during the week. You can potentially, but we'll see how it goes.
Good luck. So why did you buy right here?
Yeah, so there's a few reasons. So my confluences were there's a VIB, a limiter, there's a WDR, there's a 0.5 fib, a fib that's drawn off the WDRs. So this week's and last week's. And there was not a DRC. So that was like one of the requirements that was missing, but it was enough for. Oh, and it was also the 2.5 dB. So that was enough for me.
Where's the weekly DR?
Do you have the new one? The weekly DR on my screen.
You're talking about for oil?
Yeah.
You have to be. There's no weekly DR here.
Hold on. Where'd you go?
I know.
Weekly DR at 75.65. It's December 26, 2023, and December. So
you're going after weekly DR. Oh my god, that's insanity. Yeah, I've never. I guess you just have your.
The 0. So every Tuesday I draw a fib between the WDRs, the weekly WDRs, and the 0.5 is like it's like an open VIB to me. It's like super magnetic. So the fact that that's also sitting there was like extra for me in terms of confluences. The only thing that was really missing to take this trade was a DRC.
Crazy. Yeah, this.
When did you get in? Let me see. Now I see.
No, I'm break even. I got in after these 4 rejections from the volume imbalance. And it ran 1.5.
Oh, you got in early. Why'd you get in so early?
Because retracement time was done. We have a true day. False confirmation isn't something I'm looking for. Like this is a confirmed false.
So the only reason why I would say that is because if you look at the models, it's a range, right? So when I see a range, I'm gonna wait for some kind of jerk and price action, thinking it's gonna start to trumpet.
Yeah, but there's no reason to think that this is gonna trumpet here versus down here in the RDR, right?
No, there is. There's a lot of reasons. There's the limiter, the VIB, the WDR, and the 0.5 fib, especially the 0.5 fib. Those things work out like in terms of magnets all the time. But again, this is just my assessment. I'm just saying like how like when I saw it starting to come down and like I saw everything that was like checking the boxes except for the DRC, I bought 6 micros. And my target is the gap, the 214 gap up there. So what is that? 76.62. So we'll see. If the textbook, because like, did you watch the live yesterday? and the day before? No, not yesterday. Sorry, Mondays and Tuesdays lives.
Mondays I did. Tuesdays I watched half of, but that's just talking about like those are the model trades.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he has like a list of requirements to take the trade, and minimum confluences are DRC and limiter. Um, but the example that he's really going through is a broken model. One of my questions that I'm going to try to squeeze in today, today's live, is do the same requirements go for contraction and range expansion? I think the answer might be yes, or something close to what he was telling us about broken models, because it's essentially trumpet behavior. I mean, that's the
But
crazy.
he talked about transition, and this is not the transition. This is in the ODR and not at the window from 7:30 to 9:30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you're not inside the window that he talks about at all for taking that trade.
I've seen these from all the back testing that I've done.
Yeah, if you've done backtesting on it, it's fine. I'm just
Yeah. He said he said
It's
one
a
time
little
he
bit
can take from 7
earlier.
o'clock.
Yeah, that's exactly why. So, it's not always exact. The sweet ones, yeah, it's in prime time, like 8 to 9, something like that. But it's I've seen them like as early as 5 a.m. New York
mm-hmm.
time. So when I saw it come in and I saw the list of confluences I just mentioned, I got on. I didn't even stack. I just knew I took 6 micros and I knew like that was it for me for this particular trade.
Oh,
And
good.
I was really nervous about holding ES last night, but apparently it's okay. Like holding overnight. I would again never ever 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 ever. You know how they say never say never. I'm saying I would never hold a position over the weekend.
Yeah,
Um,
I would never hold between sessions either.
No, me either.
but
I
between
don't dare.
sessions, I don't know. It's
Man,
definitely rolling the dice,
I've
but
I, I
it's not.
I've seen price jump 200 points like a Tuesday to a Wednesday. I'm never holding on in between sessions.
I also think there is no need with this IDR and DR strategy.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that one specifically. We don't need to.
No.
You're right.
So
I'm
why?
gonna.
And then listen to M7. He says the professional trader is the one who is less exposed to the market, less exposed to the market. And when you do overnight, you are for a really long time exposed, and
You're correct.
and you can't do anything.
All
So
right.
yeah, I feel you are still balls. So I
No,
respect you for
you're right.
that.
This is why we have these calls, right? Is to keep ourselves in check and to share knowledge, obviously. But yeah, you know what? Last night, that was the first and last time I do this.
I think
Let's
yeah.
let it play out. We'll see what happens, but I'm gonna update my policy, like my rules, and I'll never do that again. You're absolutely right.
Maybe after 2 years when you make many R's, but
Right,
maybe then
right.
you
Like,
maybe but then you will figure out, oh, I don't need to.
yeah, like if I have like a bet with somebody and I have like all the money in the world, not to worry about any stuff like that.
Yeah, and then you don't do it either.
Yep. Today, I can tell you, I'm certainly not in that position. So.
Me either.
Yeah, for me,
All right.
I gotta do more testing on that. But for me, like, I see this as yes, it's a broken model. We understand that, but we've already taken the ADR highs. When it take
It's a range X.
yeah, right. But the RDR to ADR to ODR is broken, right? So like we know that
Oh
this is
yeah.
gonna be trumpet, but to me, like in all the testing that I've done, I see this as we took the ADR highs through the model, so we're gonna obviously take the lows, but then I'm seeing a downside expansion plus to potentially an upside day to take the ADR highs. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this stalls out here and just comes back down to here.
There's a really good chance of that. It's really close to a gap though, right above it. It's usually
have you done testing on what's more likely to close the gap, the RDR or the ODR?
I have a order from all the testing and observations that I've done. I have like an order of importance in terms of confluences. Yeah. So gaps and VIBs are gaps, uh, VIBs, and open HVAs are the most magnetic. So those to me are like the top three, which are all like equally as important,
Hmm.
and everything else is kind of like secondary.
But it's not so that the gap can be closed only by the RDR, because that's the thing.
Yeah, but
Market
it's
open.
that's right. But it's what where does I mean more so where does the market like end, right? Like, because there's also a gap right here. So like when we're here, we're literally in between the two gaps.
Yeah, but you take the recent one. The recent one is of course a 40. But I think
think so,
I think
yeah.
only I tested something, but from my feeling now I've not enough backtest is that in the RDR is closing the gaps. But yeah, maybe we have to ask Mega next time.
Well, it's fine. Obviously, you're up huge right now, so it's a good trade. I just curious for
Yeah,
my own understanding.
Yeah, no, I mean it's all you know.
I have to
It's
go.
all
Bye
based.
guys. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no
no
worries.
worries. Yeah, when I see the sweep, to me, with the confluences below, it was worth the R.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I took the position, I thought to myself that there's still a really good chance because there's like another WDR and a couple of other like cluster, maybe cluster is the wrong word, but like a whole bundle of other juicy confluences below that, like around 75.33.
Mm-hmm.
So if it headed down to that area, I was willing to, enter again. Um, and the reason why is because, again, as you know, these these trumpet trades are fucking crazy, dude. The R's are ridiculous. So it's worth, a second shot, especially if you see it forming. And to me, this is a clear range act, and Trump is expected. Period. That's how we're supposed to operate, and that's why I haven't gotten out of my position yet.
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to get out of your position.
Especially with the transition. We're in transition time, so I can see something like the market opening up. The gap getting closed, and maybe coming back down, or a continuation. Who knows? It's also turning around Thursday, but I don't know what we'd be turning around from because it's been like pretty choppy.
Not really. It's been.
So ES would turn around and come back down, right?
Oh, ES. I don't know. I don't trade ES.
So crude would do what then? Crude would probably do the same thing. Head up, maybe hit that WDR as far as that. I don't know.
Potentially.
I would. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail your backtesting.
No, you're fine, dude.
Had you and Bill fair the other day? You guys got a lot of shit done. I saw the breakdown, but there was a lot of trades you guys did.
Yeah, we went through. I don't know. We probably done like 8 hours of back testing the last few days.
And good for you.
And that's just like the live stuff. I've done a lot of behind the scenes stuff too. All I do is study and work.
I know, dude. It's your life. I will tell you what, though, this type of work for me is definitely the most interesting and definitely the most challenging. But
So I think I would enter here. Stop above the limiters. 1.5.
similar that is to today.
This?
There it is.
Remember that? Just the price action from the false day in crude this morning.
Mm.
How it went up and then it couldn't stay. Although it wasn't so many. There was more wicks this morning, but it's similar to that little peak. Let's see this.
I'm also never going to hold a position overnight, Dispo, because, I got up a couple times in the middle of the night and checked my position just to make sure it's okay. I can't, I shouldn't be doing that. Like, I have the
Nope.
worst sleep now and feel like kind of shitty now and all that.
Yeah, there's no benefit to like it, like trading the gap is like praying like for a miracle. You're like if this goes my way, I fucking nailed it. If this doesn't go my way, I'm probably fucked. It's just not worth it. Especially like you can ask Will, like we've been like back testing pretty consistently and like just randomly it'll be like it's not a weekend, it's just like fucking it'll be a random day and all of a sudden price is just like not on the screen anymore and it's like way fucking up here, way fucking down here and like completely against what was transpiring.
Yeah.
Like, where did price go? Oh, price said fuck you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah,
You never know what's driving price ever. We don't have to know.
Yeah, you just have to trade the probabilities.
Like
Yeah,
someone else
I gotta go.
reading Mark Douglas.
I definitely gotta. Oh fuck! I haven't read that book in a very long time. I respect the academy because that's all it is teaching you how to trade probability successfully. I definitely got to go practice models though, because that to me isn't a trade.
They're so good when they work out.
Oh, what am I doing here? RDR.
There's definitely like a good setup, like once, maybe twice a week. Probably someone like M7 could probably find like, a handful, but
Well, he doesn't.
probably 2 or 3 juicy ones a week, I would say.
He doesn't. I don't think he trades any of that stuff anymore. Like I think he just literally trades optimal time and price entries, and he watches price action and just executes. Like he just doesn't.
He does broken model trumpets when CL had a big move about 2 weeks ago, because I was on, I forgot what call it was. I think it was like a student stage. He jumped on it Friday at 1, or maybe it was Wednesday, because again the price action CL was crazy, but it was like a textbook, beautiful broken model trumpet in CL, and M7 gets on and he's like, yeah, I made 60R on that trade because he reversed his position once he saw the bottom of the trumpet because he got in at the top, rode it all the way to the bottom, and then reversed his position and rode it all the way back up. And the ride back up was like twice as long as the ride down. He made 60R on that one fucking trade. I guess the point is like, yeah, time and price, and this type of trumpet behavior. The R is just too good. I'm pretty sure he still trades that too. Those are the only 2 scenarios I'll trade. About to get stopped out. Yes.
on your
You're
call.
long.
on your gap
You're
trade.
long. Yes.
I'm long ES, Bill, since
Mm.
last night.
Oh shit. Okay.
Since ADR.
He's trading gaps because he thinks he's legendary status.
Yeah, which is just stupid. So, talking to Trader 969, his name is Peter, right?
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah, Peter and Dispo talked me out of it. Basically telling me that I'm fucking crazy. Which they're absolutely right. If this is gonna be like what I'm living off of, then yeah, I should not be taking risks like that.
No, trade the gap, bro.
No, you're supposed to be my buddy, bro. No. I
Well,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, look,
It's
I know Uptick Rob was working on doing some longer term stuff. I mean, you'd have to just make that your study. You'd have to really
yeah.
look
I
at
need
it,
to backtest it.
and then you'd have,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, it's like, but for what there's so much money to be made without even taking that risk.
That's what
It
I'm
just
saying. It's like, whoa.
doesn't
I
really
don't.
make
I want to
sense.
sleep at night. You know. I
Well,
don't think I
eventually,
want that headache.
like if you backtest something enough and you trust the backtest, like you'll sleep fine. The only reason you don't sleep is because you don't trust what you're executing on. It's just like taking a trade in RDR. Like when I'm like 2R and I go break even, I'm good. I walk away. Like this trade that I took here, I understood that. Well, actually, I traded this with Will, and then when this happened, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the gym." Just before the gym, I had a shower. I came back, and I had said, if we get 4 clean rejections off this bib, I'd go in for a long here. And I just so happened to see this directional imbalance pop up, and I did a pending for 6R to the other side here. As soon as this went to here, I went break even, and I just shut it, went to the gym, came back, and saw that I lost the trade. Didn't care. I was like, I know that.
Lost the trade, meaning it didn't go to profit.
Yeah, like I just break even. So, but like I closed. Like I didn't even look at it at the gym. I didn't care. I'm like, I'm either break even or I have 6R in the bag. I don't care.
Yep.
And I've tested enough to understand that I accept whatever happens here.
Oh, the other big thing that my current CL trade is missing, that M7, when you listen to this week's lives, you'll hear him say, probably the oh wow, I just got wicked out. Holy shit. Oh, there's unemployment right now, right? Fuck. But I had a stop that was like in really good. Interesting. I completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
You were talking
Oh,
about getting.
yeah. So the big thing is, if it's a transition trade, what you need to be doing is looking at ODR extension data. So if if you're at the end of ODR and you see a broken model in CL, and you see price going down and down and down, if it's a short, if the DR lens data supports the max extension of where price action is, that's the biggest and main confluence you need, basically, before entering.
Yeah, I was there for that part.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So like, and this isn't so like the reason I don't see this as a trade is based on what he was saying. It has to be at like near the end of the session. So like even if this is the right setup, you'd be looking to enter like later is what I would be looking for. Because otherwise,
Gotcha.
but again, like you back tested this and this has worked out for you. So
It has, yeah.
I have not back tested it.
I have about 100 in the bag. I should probably do more because even M7 said you need 250.
Man,
250 is a lot, but
man,
100 is not bad.
I have over 1,000 of just time and price with CL.
Damn, yeah, you got me beat. I got 750.
That was really loud.
And then a bunch of about like 200 advanced trades, which include the broken models.
Yeah, models is definitely my next adventure after this test is done. What do we got here? 1055 short. 1230s are cut off. And so 001.
If it, so I think it's heading for. See, this is what I was thinking it was gonna do.
Heading to the weekly DR, is that what you're
I
thinking?
think it's heading to the gap because that gap, that 212 gap, aligns with a Harry Potter. It's an open HVA, and those are
Oh.
my like top two magnets. I think price is gonna probably go there.
Yeah, but
So I just got back in. Fuck! I got fucking wicked out, motherfucker.
you
I
just
hate it when they do that.
you just
Well, you just made money, dude. You just had,
I
that's a
did
fucking
not
great
not
trade.
not a lot, but this is what happens when you trail your stop. Had I not been trailing, I
no.
wouldn't have gotten stopped out.
Yeah, if I was trading a personal account, I'm never trailing. What reason do you have to trail?
Yeah, this is my own cash account.
Yeah, so why trail?
I don't know. This is just another reason.
So
You're
like
right.
like
And I forgot about the news too, which
You
doesn't
could
help.
have been lost money on the trade. You got to be thankful for wins. That's a win. And especially under risky circumstances to get out unscathed, unhurt.
and you
Yeah, and the money.
Just
and you can never
Right.
well yeah, you can never be upset about a win, and it's like as soon as you start getting emotional, you're gonna make bad decisions like what you just did, and impulsively rebought, and then got wicked out.
Yeah.
And this,
Oh, I thought it was your same trade. You got out and then bought it again.
yeah, you got wicked out, and then you bought in again and got wicked out.
No, I'm still in the trade. The second one,
Oh,
I got in at 50-30, which isn't very good. And my CL position is starting to die.
effectively.
You got in at
We're doing so well.
You got in at 50-30 for a buy.
Yeah, I think it's going up to the gap.
Wow.
That's a high buy. You could
Yeah,
have
so
seen it
you're
in
like
the 24 to 23 region would have been nice.
like you're going for like a 1-to-1 on this then.
What do you mean?
Well, like
Where's your stop now?
yeah, like
I
where's
guess
your
is the
stop in a
question.
50-30 buy?
Oh, you're reminding me I need to put that in.
Okay.
Stop right now is at DR.
Yeah.
Which is a little too
Good,
wide.
good luck. I don't
No,
endorse
I'm
this.
kind of regretting it. I was. It was a revenge trade, I guess.
100%.
Got wicked out. Yeah, I need to work on that.
Okay, back to back testing. So 0-1 to 0-1, is that right? 0-1 to where was I here?
Bill, are you in any trades right now?
No,
No.
I'm definitely in 0 trades at the moment.
What about you, Bill?
No, I'm flat right now. I'm looking for I'm just watching.
Yes,
And what percentage here?
So,
Yeah.
uh,
We just went up to that limiter at was that 34?
yeah, I don't see this completing trumpet unless
You see what that is though, right?
no, I don't have.
It's the exact middle of the candle that caused the break
Oh,
down
that.
this morning.
Yeah, yeah. You're paying attention, eh? That's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 0
To the
to
tick,
1.
actually.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. 02 to 03. And 06 to 07. This already ran, and I would have definitely entered on this directional imbalance. My stop in the IDR. Going for 1.4. And I wouldn't have got priced in. Yowza. That's okay. We'd be done for the day and happy for everybody else.
Bill, I gotta say, I'm really surprised you're not in any trades right now.
Well, I'm trying to get my back tests up, and I'm trying to kind of catch the flow of what's how he's reading price, which I think has been really super helpful. Because I'm always front running, and he has a more patient approach. You don't always get the very best price, but you have a more solid footing when you're in, which I
Yep.
think that's
Well,
is kind of more important.
June, I know June as an example.
Mm.
In every backtest for 2023 for CL, June performs terribly. June's a terrible month. So, like, actually, so my so if we go back tests, all back tests, my big back test for CL 2023, it's a good indication. Mode. I'm pretty sure it's June. Maybe it's May. Oh no, it was July. But
oh man, you're not kidding. That's another thing that you're so spot on about. I don't know why I didn't recognize it sooner. You see how
About what, Bill?
so if you look, I don't want to get off this, but if you see how the CL see its top two wicks there, exactly at that limiter, which is also the 50% of that big candle back.
Yep.
Back at
I see it.
425. Okay. So now if you look at MCL, it literally went 2 ticks beyond it
Stop hunting.
to yeah.
Intentional. But yeah, this is
But that's like a signature you can look for too, right? I imagine.
Probably if you backtest it enough. But like, yeah, this is. I can tell you right now, it's 50% to the tick, right there. I already know. But like, I can't go into like super detail. But like, that's why. Like, just how this worked into this. Like, he took a trade here, which it's a beautiful trade. Like,
Right, the dib. Right after the dip.
No, he took. So he's saying that there's. So if we go to the weekly DR, so this, like, I don't see this as respecting this weekly DR, but it trades through it, comes up. This, like, to me, if I'm just following price action, like this dib, I'm never getting into a trade. I would be
Yeah, we're still pricing, right?
Yeah, like to me, this still is pricing down. This one maybe I get into because now we've broken up a bit, but I still don't. But like he took this because there's a weekly DR. Apparently, there's another limiter here, and then he got in at 63 to the upside, assuming that trumpet would be completed going for the gap. And I just think if it's going for the gap, it's doing it in the RDR, and part of that was exactly what you're saying, like how I saw, like how I break down price. I saw this as a key rejection point in between sessions and to the tick on the 50%. And
Twice it banged it.
Yeah.
And there's a limiter there. If you extend your limiters beyond 3 body fills, I think it's like 5 body fills maybe.
Yeah, so I see this, like, this could just be another range X day potentially, but like I originally saw this when this broke coming down here, but I haven't tested models, and then potentially like going
and
up.
It'll take them both and go for that gap.
If it breaks the 0 dB, which is the midpoint of the ADR, wow. I already got stopped out of my ES trade and pissed off about that, but I'll get over it.
You should just
shut
your.
I took away the profit that I made for a trade that I held overnight. So it was all for nothing. Like
within
literally.
4 handles, you only made 4 handles on your overnight trade. You bought 30s. It's only trading 25 and 25, 75, 26.
I got in at 1950.
Yeah, like he got in originally way down here. Like he was trading this gap.
Oh, I see.
And then
I totally forgot. I forgot there was even news today. I thought it was only days to look out for really in my head this week was Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah, but
unemployment, I forgot, can cause a little bit of noise.
Well, it's not even just that. So like my argument against this trade is, so this happened at 6:30. Regardless if there's news, I've seen larger candles at the 6:30 open. So like,
what are you looking at?
It's really 8:30. It's 6:30 for him. He's Mountain time.
Yeah.
Well, what chart is this though?
This is ES. Oh, this is on the 1 minute. I was.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
I was breaking it down so that I could see like exactly where the gap was. But like to have this happen, so for it to wick down, come up here, and then just slingshot down again is like that's normal.
Right.
Like this is between sessions.
Swept the highs.
Yeah, sweep the highs and then just run down. Like I've seen that a million times in ES.
Yep.
So it's like if you got this in and then you like trailed, so like you were up huge and then you got stopped out, just shut your chart down for 20 minutes, walk away. There's no point in impulse buying here again.
That's yeah. I wasn't, I couldn't walk away just because I had another position, but yeah, that's a moment where you go to the dog park and chill out for like 20 minutes.
And I think that's why Will's trying to learn like how I analyze stuff, because like I took this trade, I lost it right away. It is what it is. And then this trade was break even. I walked away. Like I don't even care. Like I know my probabilities. I know I'm up $200 in 2023 with this exact model that I'm like backtesting.
Yeah, and you're gonna take a hit, a lot, and that's okay. You gotta take it on the chin.
And then but trading this way
just
stops it because I
it just
used to be
feels
impulsive
different.
too. Like I'd like lose a trade and I'd be like, oh, this is going for the gap, or like whatever. Like I didn't
I was
trade gaps.
convinced, and then I bought back in because I was annoyed because that I got wicked out.
Mhm.
Normally I wouldn't do that, but because I got wicked out I got wicked out in profit at 21.25, basically the 1 dB. Um,
That's pretty good. It went to 18. Did you
Still,
say?
I need to exercise better discipline. I should never do that because
Yeah.
I lost money. Anytime, if you just take a step back and I look and I realized every trade that I made when I wasn't in my right mind, like 99% of the time they're lost.
Mhm.
So what's the fucking point then?
Yep.
So you're right. Just get up and walk away.
Well, and trading in general, like that's why 95% of people lose. It's mind.
Trading's hard, dude.
Man, trading's easy. Following rules is hard.
Yeah.
Following your personal discipline is hard. That's
Right.
trading itself isn't hard. We all understand the data. It's humans are impulsive. So it's like it's your mind that makes trading hard. We already have the data. The data doesn't lie. So if you can just listen to the data, you'll never lose.
One of the things I always try to remind myself is the amount of back tests that you do every single day does not equate to reality. You know what I mean? Because like again, when you zoom out, uh, we're winners, right? Like we're all in profit. So
Yeah, so like
it's the, every time that you take that like fourth or fifth loss, and then to your point, you basically impulse.
yeah,
All right.
so that's why like developing a system that you can follow is important, right? Like I don't want to like part of why I started steering away from advanced trades is because as soon as you miss one, you're looking like it's that itch. It's like you want to be right. Like you want that advanced trade to be right. So then you lose another one. And then if you aren't being consciously aware of like the decisions you're making, you're just you're going to consistently continue to lose an extra trade because
Yeah.
most people aren't cognizant enough or aware enough to understand like the sabotage that they're actually doing. And you can even just look at it. Where's total trades? So we're halfway through the year. I've This is both sessions, and there's only 121 trades. So halfway through the year, what would that be? So we'll say 365 divided by 2, 182, and then divide that by 7 and times that by 4 because you probably only average 4 trading days. So 104 days trading 2 sessions, and there's only 121 trades. So like to put that into context, you're averaging less than a trade a session. Like way less. It's like 0.7. So it's like
It's not worth it.
so it's just not. And this is like just hyper analyzing. So it's like once you realize once you look at your back tests and you actually look at how little you're trading to be successful, you have to force implement that because we're trading a system. We're not gambling, right? So if you don't trade your system that you've back tested to like perfection, your result is going to be probably 10 times worse than what your projected result is.
Yep. Can't disagree with that. So my plan, and I'm kind of putting all my rules like in a policy format, but it's basically 3 Rs per day, and I'm only doing RDR and transition of ODR into RDR. you know, I think I've gotten to a point where I'm thinking like I would use them interchangeably, the three R's, but basically one reserved for advanced transition trade, and then two reserved for TNP. But if there's two, because I trade ES and CL, if there's two juicy can't say no advanced setups in both instruments, for example, then I'll use the second bullet for the advanced trade, and only the third will be for TNP.
Yeah. And if you can abide by those rules, give her. That sounds way too complicated for me. I'd be like,
That's what you're doing, right? You're mastering TNP, and then you're moving on to models, and models is basically advanced trade.
yeah, but I'm gonna like mine's not per session. Like I'm gonna have exactly what M7 talks about. Once I've studied models enough, I'm going to take 2 advanced trades a week maximum. I don't care if they win, I don't care if they lose, because I don't want to be looking at some kind of setup every day. I want to see one good one once a week and just try to take it. If it works, cool. I'm up more than my time and price model accepts for. If I lose, then it's minus 1R, which I can account for in my overall trading plan. What I can't account for is losing 5 to 10 extra R a week trying to take advanced trades that fail.
Right. No. They have to be setups that smack you in the face, and of course that'll be from your back testing. Yeah. No, it's the risk to reward is just too good to not take at least one attempt a week after you back tested, but it's just too good. So I'm really glad he went over and kind of covered that this week. Really good stuff.
Yeah. 2.1. I think we just missed this today.
BTC on a tear, by the way.
Yeah, I don't watch any of that stuff anymore. I have a bunch of Bitcoin, but I just if it hits 1 million, I'm gonna have.
I look at BTC because it's like sometimes it's like a pretty good leading indicator for ES or vice versa. But they're like if ES starts to dump and BTC hasn't yet, like within a couple of minutes, BTC starts to see starts to go down. Just a heads up. It's something that J-Bell has also witnessed. I don't think he's taken advantage of it either, but I've seen it. So
Yeah, for me, I just want to hit 5 mil this year in trading equity. So I'm not looking for flashy stuff anymore.
gotcha.
What's your stop rationale right there, brother? I missed that. Sorry.
No, I'm taking us off track. I'll shut up and go on mute.
No,
You're fine, dude.
you're good, man. I'm just trying to follow this because this is where I get into trouble. I don't mind sacrificing my early entries if I can find a place to put a stop that doesn't like triple the place where I'd put it if when I'd get in the wicks,
So like here, it's just like I'm willing to miss this because it's already like looks like it's running.
Right.
But my stop is just inside the IDR. Like I guess you could argue you don't want it to come back to the DR, but my problem with that is
that's exactly where they'll go to get people off board.
That's right. So like I would just go here and then I wouldn't get wicked in time. So like obviously this trade just gets canceled and I miss it, which is fine because it looks like it takes everybody out anyways. So
yeah,
like after my time, this would just be closed. I just wouldn't care.
Okay.
And it doesn't run the target, and then it ends up being a false day anyways. So what do you do? Like, and this is just why I like trading this way, because it's like if it's past my time and hasn't wicked me in,
Mm-hmm.
like it's
You don't get it on that next pullback down because now it's all eroded. Everything is eroded.
yeah.
Now, are you reading price action as as you go to target the same way you read it for your entries?
No, I don't really.
Okay,
I don't want to pay that close attention. I
too
basically,
exhausted.
yeah,
to
like
do that.
I watch price action like how we were watching today, and then as soon as I'm break even, I just don't even care, because it's like
Yeah,
I I don't want to sit here all day. Like the whole point of devising this style of trading is so that I can just set it and like walk away, and I know what the outcome is.
right. Okay.
Man, is that a directional balance? Yeah, it is. So I like this is more the advanced stuff that I'm willing to do. Like
Yeah.
I
The DB just above the 50, or no, it's not the
well
50.
no, but we reject the weekly DR. We take it, reject it again, try to come down, close higher, reject it again, close higher after a dip up.
Mm-hmm.
We take all of this previous action. Like I would be here, my stop would be probably 2 ticks below this range limiter, and I would just go for the IDR, and then if it confirms, I'd look for a second trade. Like this to me,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like another like super recent example where the same thing happened. Might have been. I don't remember what day it was, but it was the same thing. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, well, I would take this to here, and then if it's a true day, we just like look for a second trade. That to me is way more appetizing than a lot of other stuff right now.
Right.
And I would always target the IDR, not the DR. But this is just like, this is why everybody has to backtest what they want.
Okay.
See, and I wouldn't trade this because we had, yeah, that was 2 cents. I would consider that a confirmation, but then I wouldn't be in, and then it'd be a false day, so I'd be done. And just literally trade sideways.
Wow, once it broke down again. All right, no. Also getting this off track. Not a good thing. All right.
There you go.
Love it.
So he would have hit his target. See, and then like there is the argument, once this breaks up, this caused this structural break right here. Tap into that to go for the
Yeah, I
high
saw that.
in between sessions, but that's not. I haven't tested models enough, so like I would fully expect, if this is an upside plus day.
Yeah, we could go all the way to those highs back in.
Yo.
We could,
Yeah.
but man, I don't even know if I'm gonna be interested in CL today. Like if this closes above the gap, and then
Into the weekly DR.
and then we get like during the box close, we like get here. I would look, but like man, trading the weekly DR is just
By the
So
way, another example on CL just now that you just don't trail your fucking stop. Went to target. Like I could have had. Again, I know I'm in the money, so I'm should be fine, and I'm fine, but I need to learn to sit on my hands. I really do.
yeah, the only the only time I recommend trailing stops is on funded accounts,
Why?
and
What's the
only
rationale there?
because most of the funded
The
accounts
trailing.
have trailing drawdown until you're past a certain threshold, and then once you're past that threshold, never trail, because all you're doing is killing your own profits. If you truly think that this trade setup is valid,
But with that logic, why would you even go to BE?
because losses are
That's a good point,
worse.
Ethan.
Like you would have to test, like, so the easiest example is the same back test that I shared in here. So I didn't move any of this to break even. What am I missing right here? So none of these were break even. It was either I won the trade or I lost the trade. And watch this equity curve. Like if you actually like I wanted to go back and redo it with moving to break even. And I think the equity curve would be better. But it's just like win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Lose, 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 lose. And when you have... we just... breaking metrics. So when you have a 40% win rate, but you're only averaging 0.8 R between all your trades because you didn't break even any, when you have 8 loses in a row or losses in a row, the compound effect becomes like a reverse implied.
Yeah, but I guess the same way that you don't move your stop loss to break even, you're supposed to. The way I'm doing it, I'm also moving my. I don't go for like median minus 0.2 only. I try to push the gains so that eventually, when you do win, you win really nice. And when you lose, you accept your loss, because if you don't, what I struggle with, if when I move to break even, it starts creating these other scenarios in my head where I re-enter, I overtrade or something like that. So really my thing is I'm training myself to accept a loss. Cause like that's what M7 always says to me is like, dude, just fucking start learning how to lose. Cause we've talked a lot, and I mean mainly last year, but his main advice was like, your biggest problem is that you don't accept your losses. So
Yeah, but you can accept a
for me,
break even as a loss too, right? So like today's example,
no,
yeah, it's the same thing.
because I'm putting my stop loss based on where I'm seeing this idea is invalidated. Break even is not where it's invalidated. So break even to me, like I'm just saying this is how I'm trading from now on, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going B at all.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like the reason, like so, like in this test that I'm doing, I go VE is because this equity curve looks way nicer. Like there's no drawdown in this equity curve, and it's because I only have, where's the performance? 4 consecutive losses. I've
Uh-huh.
had break evens 4 times, probably several times in a row, but the consecutive winners compound. And like if I so 38 expenses, I wish there was a way that it could just like you could adjust to test specific things, but I guarantee you that the overall R is substantially less because when, like, depending where the trades are, it's taking away from what's being compounded, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
like,
guess what are your stop loss rules for TMP, and what are your like your entries are, because it said TMP and magnetic, so you only, how selective are you when you are back testing these? Are you just like, let's say there's two opportunities, you're taking both of them, or how are you doing it?
No, you can see, like, even in this back test,
Yeah.
there's this is all, so whatever. There's 121 trades in 6 months, so I'm averaging
ODR,
less
okay.
ODR and RDR. So
Uh-huh.
I'm averaging less than 1 trade per session. So I'm being extremely selective. And
Okay, gotcha.
And
your stop loss is based on what?
Either price or DR IDR generally. So it's like,
okay, cool.
Like here, as an example, today I took this trade. When this retook all the price action, I assumed like eventually we were going to trump it, whether that was in the ODR or in the RDR or just this session itself. It's whatever. My stop was below the IDR because we hadn't broken it. The drop off time was the end of this candle. So I was willing to take an adjusted 6R long, and it dipped down and just took this and then continued to sell off.
Yeah.
And then this one, I broke even.
I see. Yeah. Was that last one a TMP as well?
Was it what, sorry?
A time and price trade there?
It was more so price. I basically said if I saw like 4 clear rejections from this bib, I would take it for a long, and then I happened to see the directional imbalance. Where was it? Oh yeah, directionally imbalanced up here. And then I actually got a slightly better entry, and then when it ran up here, I went break even, and then obviously it sold off.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
when I see all of this based on the data for today, like the odds of it going past 1 and being a true day are like 0. So I just said, if I see reason to enter here based on price, I'll accept that it's going and just move to break even. But then our boy Reef caught this trade. He got stopped out somewhere in here. But
oh, no way. That's an interesting trade.
Yeah, he explained.
Wonder what you'd use for that.
He explained all his like confluences and rules. I personally like couldn't have entered here, but this was his setup.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't know how to do any of these advanced things. Well, I dabbled in it for ages, and I just kept getting fucked. So
yeah, and that's my argument too. Is it's like it's fine if you want to take 1 or maybe 2 a week and just like accept wins or loses, but as soon as you start taking,
I got addicted to that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All I was doing.
Or even like he took this trade. I'm only saying it because he shared it. So he took a gap trade here. I don't know where his stop was, and he was going for, I think he said he was going for the gap. And then
crap.
He got he started trailing, and he got wicked out, and then he took a revenge trade and ended up down or break even.
I see.
So like he took all of these profits and just shot them in the foot. So like that's why I don't like doing the advanced trades, is because you, our human intuition, regardless of training, wants to believe we're right, and
Yeah.
it'll do everything to.
Right.
And then like what I was saying is, like this obviously happened in.
And it ended up going down anyway. MES.
Yeah, so like it and this is what I was saying when like you said like this wick came out, like it's super common for the like pre-open to come take the ADR highs and then resweep the lows, and that's
Yeah, but there's also unemployment, and I wasn't prepared for that.
yeah, we can make up reasons for anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The news is definitely an excuse, but it's still something to expect, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of it for sure.
Like M7 says, news is never the reason.
No, but it's the excuse. So when news is coming in at the day, at the time, you got to be ready for your.
I gotta have one of those
really
at the
is.
ready, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Tell my kids.
Whatever the news is, positive or negative, like wherever price ends up going after all, like the price action, like we're seeing right now in ES, was always the intended direction. There were like if it ends up going down for the day, that was always the intended direction, even before the news came out.
Yeah, but anticipating what, like that's stupidity. You're not playing probabilities, right?
No, I wasn't anticipating. I'm saying, had I known and been aware of the news coming out at 8:30, I would have closed my position out sooner.
I see.
Right. Yeah. I agree with that, because like, if you're aware, then you at least take protective measures.
Maybe you can have like a check sheet in the morning, like that for your prep. It tells you like, know which day of the week, is it Thursday, is it whatever, know which news is coming out, what time, what
Technically, yeah, we can prepare on Sunday, right? Like on Sunday, you look ahead on the week on the calendar factory thing, and you should be able to say like, okay, like the other day there was CPI, so no trading ES and Q. YM, only CL, and then you can like come up with a schedule on Sunday of like what am I allowed to trade, but.
And then top day too, you just confirm it. You're like,
but this one is not like
what should be happening, what shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, like today's one is not news, so it's. Do you note that down as well? I guess.
No, I mean it's a tradable day, meaning like we can trade TNP just because unemployment came out today, but. The point is, unemployment did come out, and it can cause volatility. And I hate getting wicked out. Like getting wicked out for me is like a trigger. Like it just it stirs up all these emotions. So that's why I would have managed myself and 100% would have gotten out of that trade sooner and avoided all that drama this morning. But it's all good. We learn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, true that.
We do indeed. Oh, there's something that changed with the models yesterday, right? He had updated it or something?
Yeah, but I didn't see the new version come out yet in TV. Have you guys?
Yeah, mine says 1.01 on it.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
You have to close it and then relaunch it.
You have to exit out.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is this the top? Is this the top of the CL trumpet? Is it trumpeting back down?
On Thursday, and the weekly DR is like literally a putt away.
That's what I was waiting for a short at the WDR.
I know, right? That's
sure.
Would have been nasty, right? Making it too easy.
But then the other ones might be like ES and Q and stuff might go down to the weekly DR. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. It could be continuation. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna wait.
You're stalking.
TNP, baby. It's only an hour away.
Yeah, exactly. Patience for TNP.
We haven't had a good TNP run in a couple of days, right? In either ES or CL. I think we had a really good run like last week.
Yesterday was decent off CL.
Target.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yesterday went to
Three.
3.2.
That was a fucking tremendous trade, actually.
Yesterday?
it did. It was just really choppy, but yeah, you're
The
right.
RDR.
All day and beginning to end, it did.
Oh, it even went lower. Did I get filled on all those? 'Cause I
You
left that
did
shit on.
3.2.
Oh,
You said you got right.
oh yeah. 3.2 was my I had like one last target all the way down at 7601 and that hit on in ADR. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bitch.
Because I looked at there's a DRC right there at 7601 that overlapped with the 8.0 for yesterday.
Hmm.
So that was my ultimate target. And Wednesday short on CL is the move. I'm seeing
Yeah, it's a big,
it's
big,
a big extension if
it's
it
a big
happens.
extension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a shortened session before that? Why was it so tiny?
The what?
I was just looking at the dispo screen.
Oh, I see, I see.
Dude, the funny thing about that is I'm looking at my stats for CL 2022 and 2023. Wednesday short. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Wednesday longs. Wednesday shorts actually, yeah, it's like my top two, most R day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Wednesday
3.2 median extension.
longs.
Oh
Yep,
shit,
exactly.
Friday.
right?
Oh, that's yeah, because of the lens data. Yep.
Yeah.
Wednesday long, I'm negative. That's like the only
Right.
day that I'm negative.
There's shit, right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's what I remember too. Honestly, if we start identifying like across these four instruments, like NQ, ES, YM, CL, beautiful days that keep giving you like what you need, you could just just focus on those. And like on yesterday, the kind of R I got from that TL trade is pretty fucking crazy. It was like 8 or 9 R, right? So but what I did was the way I took profit, I instead of trailing my stop loss, I trailed my profit.
Where
It's
did
like I
You should though. You should try to squeeze out as much R as you
yeah,
can.
exactly. And I took partials, and then I just as these targets were hitting, I just also started aiming lower and lower. So I'm taking off, but I'm still like going for bigger targets. Um,
Hmm.
and that was nice. And
so
I'm trying to practice that.
you'd have to, in order to see if that's worth it, you'd have to figure out what your initial risk is and what running to 3 would be versus the difference in partials for total profit, right?
Yeah,
Like say you had a 1 to 5 and like 2 is your target, but then
right.
you kept taking partials and you trailed to 3. Like if you didn't take partials in between here, would this have been the same or like close to? Because then if it's even remotely close, like within 20%, this doesn't happen enough to warrant.
Right, the expected value is
That's
lower.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's true.
Yeah, you're basically just shooting your profits in the foot.
Yeah. It's
Just
just
like
that
me.
but it's just that if I have it's the toughest thing to do to watch your profits come back and go to zero. But if you are at that level of acceptance and on I'm literally relying on like days where I have like huge runs, and we've seen tons of them the past few weeks. And all I need is to catch one or two of those, and it pays for all my expenses because I'm only taking one or two trades max per instrument and only RDR right now, right? So
Where, just out of curiosity, where did you get into this trade?
the way that I got into that trade,
Yesterday's
it was
the ODR mid.
77.91
Yeah, right there.
But if I remember
at the
correctly,
0.4.
02 to 03 isn't a retracement zone, is it?
I
Let me
think 03 to 04 on the
Yeah,
because we reached 0.5 SD, right? So there's a whole wall, and you just have to combine time and the price. So on this day, the ideal entry the best entry with the mode is at 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
But time was starting to like elapse, and our window was quite short. If you look at how that max time of max retracement, yeah, no, on crude, right? Yeah, crude, true short, Wednesday. Look at that. So as time goes on and you have this huge extension, I started understanding that I don't know if it's gonna go to 0. So
Yeah.
I and to be honest, I'll be very honest, Bill got in over there too, and it definitely had an influence on me. But what what happened was once I enter, my stop loss is always 0.2 above wherever I put it. So my stop is always like quite steady.
0.2.
Oh, just train.
Oh, like 2 deviations, you mean?
Oh shit! I put it in the wrong chat. I'm putting my
Uh,
CL stats.
Interesting. So you got in there. Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
oh, nice.
I explained to Will, like, I saw an entry here, but definitely wasn't that. Like, to me...
It was a tougher trade, I agree. I don't think it was, but
Yeah, like, so here, so 11:10, like, if you're just, so if you're using the data the way you're saying, so retracement time, the drop off is 10:45 to 11, like the sheer drop off. So the fact that we make a new high directly after that, I'm very cautious.
what'd you say drop off was? 11?
11. This is 11:05. We don't just make a new high. We completely engulf the previous low.
Okay. So maybe this is flawed, but the way I'm looking at it for time, it's not like a hard stop. It's more of, hey, this is the time window where we can enter. And I'm just trying to marry that with the retracement after 0.5 SD reach because this is not like this is a probability, right? It's a distribution. It's not a guarantee. So you're trying to marry like two different things, time and price, and try to enter a higher probability trade. And the the fallback for that was the second trade I would have taken if I had gone stopped out there, which would be at 0 at the IDR line on yesterday on CL.
Mm-hmm.
And then so definitely that is a more riskier trade, but as the time of max retracement is going away from us, it was if for journaling purposes, it can be deemed preemptive. It can be deemed definitely not a 10 out of 10 performance, right? But was it a valid kind of reasoning? I think it was 70% valid to be honest with you.
Hey, yeah, no, it's whatever. I was just asking, like, what were
Yeah,
your
yeah,
reasons?
no.
I just based on like I'm basically looking for other reasons to be taking trades other than what I'm doing, but like
Yeah.
I can't, like, I can't, like, I know exactly why I'm trading and how I'm trading, and like,
And it's specific to you, right? Because you have different sets of emotions or reactions than me. So like
but
I feel
like,
like we both been trading what like 4 years now. So
mm-hmm.
you probably have like gone through a completely different journey than me, even though it's been the same period of time. And you're probably more comfortable with like certain things. I don't know, maybe like going to break even because you've seen that before. But
Well,
it's completely fine to have your own
like,
way of trading.
so this, like
Back,
this,
yeah.
yeah. So this is like what I'm doing forward testing. So this is the overall statistic is why I'm doing this. So if you include the break evens, I actually have a 50% win rate. I'm averaging almost 2R,
Yeah.
and my average, like, actual winner is 6.5R.
Yeah. Yeah. CLs. And then your average expense is -1 because your this one is not a break-even one. It's a just take a loss.
An R, yeah. 1 R loss.
Okay, gotcha. Nice.
So you're already BE there?
On
You
this
are.
one.
Yeah. And this is 5R trade?
Well, I'm not actually even.
You're
in
not
this trade.
actually in it. I know. Yeah.
What is this in? Crude?
So when
Oh,
does
do you
it
also trade
invalidate? If you dip down?
No, as soon as this time is over.
Okay.
That's
So that
funny.
candle would have been it, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair enough. See what happens.
How come you trade the actual contract versus the Oh, you're backtesting. Never mind.
No, it's slippage. He pointed that out to me. I've seen it before, but it never clicked in my brain what was
Like the
actually
main
happening.
contract versus the
Yeah, remember how I was telling you, like when you get a differentiation
Yeah.
between the bid in the big
Oh,
contract versus the micro?
yeah.
Well, and I was like, you can actually glean information from that. Well, I was interpreting it actually backwards, right? So he was showing me levels that should hold, and um, and then I would see that CL just this morning, just about 15-20 minutes ago, CL was holding the limiter at 33, 76.33. It's formed between 32 and 33.
Mm-hmm.
And you have those two wicks at 8:30 and 8:35. Well, um, MCL went to 35 in the same time that CL only traded, was never even offered more than 33. It didn't show 34 on the offer, at least with the naked eye.
Okay. Can you trade MCL on the specific contract as well? Like you can get MCL
Mm-hmm.
H 2020. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I didn't actually know. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so he was saying it's by design. They actually run the stops on the other side using the little contract.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
it basically like
to trigger stops.
and like
Right.
I could be wrong, but think about it this way. So like full contracts just have there's no like residual, right? Like there's no like it's like $10 per contract, whereas the micros have the pennies. So
Right,
how do you balance, like how does the algo balance it? The micros.
Right. Huh.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
it's the only reason in my head, from like a logical reasoning, that it makes sense that the micros and the full contracts don't equate to the exact same thing. And the micros always extend further than the full contracts on both sides. Like there's never an instance where the full contract extends further than the micro contract.
I never observed, so that's interesting. It's something so interesting to watch now. I'm gonna be a hawk on that shit.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna go jump to the live.
Sounds good, man.
Live today?
Happy backtesting,
Alright.
and I'm sure I'll catch you guys later
Yeah.
on.
I'll be right here, man. No
All
lie.
right. See ya.
Or we could just put the live here.
I'm gonna go grab some food here in a minute, anyways.
Alright. I guess I will stream the live by myself. Oh lord. Okay, so rejecting. Yeah. Oh, I can stream my screen. Okay. So I've got.
Thank you, Ben. I was just saying we'll get some food, and you made me breakfast. You're dull.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's crazy. My girl left after I gave her a nice Valentine's Day dinner and everything. She just left me.
You
in the
hungry,
morning.
babe? There's a Dunkin' down the street.
She even took my car.
Wow.
I love that shit, dude.
That-
I fucking love
I
that.
can't even tell you where your girl would be in my world. Not respectably, anyways.
Oh shit, dude. Oh my god, dude. That's brilliant, man.
I spend money on you. You disrespect me like that. See you later.
Dude, we're getting a little older. We had like a wine pairing with dinner, and we were like both struggling throughout the night.
Okay.
Uh, Dude, I can't do alcohol anymore. My body's just.
How old are you?
I'm 29. She's 32.
You're a baby.
I know, man, but I don't know what it is. I'm just starting to feel it early, man. I'm
Well,
like, shit.
That's good.
It is good, honestly. Like, I genuinely just don't want to drink anymore. And my goal this year is not to get drunk even once this whole year. So,
What?
Didn't
Not once all year?
didn't you
What kind of,
yeah.
didn't you
what kind of
already
goal is
break that?
that?
Didn't you break that last night?
No, I didn't get drunk at all. No.
No.
Yeah.
When you said we
I
couldn't
didn't even
handle
finish
it.
all of them. No, I just don't feel good. Like, I have
Hmm.
a headache, but I was fine. I think she was a bit more feeling. She's been, like, losing a lot of weight, and
Well,
her tolerance has been gone. So, she got.
wine's really bad for you, anyways.
It is, honestly.
Well, unless it's like doesn't have that stuff in it, you know.
Oh, yeah? You're specific.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's I'll tell let's see. It's I gotta give you the right name of it. It's sulfates.
Oh. Oh. Interesting.
Sulfates or sulfites?
Mhm.
I can't remember. Hold on.
Pretty
It's
much.
a big difference between the two. Hold on.
That's quite similar, isn't it? Same molecule with a few things change.
Sulfites, yeah.
Let's see. So it looks like all of these are
It's like
trying to
organic
hold.
wine.
I see. They all held like their ADR high, it seems. I mean, YM didn't even come close to it, but NQ is still holding around this ADR high. ES is going up because of YM. Let's see.
I can't. It didn't close the gap down there.
Yeah, it's been doing that recently, right? It just gets
It
close.
gets close, but it doesn't go.
Well,
Yeah.
NQ's about to close the gap.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
ES is being. Wow, they're not even moving remotely close. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crude seems like it's gonna be going up.
Yeah.
Or at least holding around here. It says upside expansion plus. It's the most likeliest.
Yeah, so it's basically like. Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
nice. NQ took the gap. But it's extending here. Let's see if it. NQ range expansion is the likeliest, and then downside expansion plus the second. Okay. Ooh, we just have a broken model, broken model, broken model. Honestly, we might go down to the weekly DR on NQ and ES, and let's see. I just can't take this advanced trade though. I need to wait till 10:30 comes. But by the time 10:30 comes, we might already be at the weekly DR. The dilemma.
You said you don't advance trade, so don't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Do something really advanced and don't take the trade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my motto. We
For
need to
real,
put
man.
on a T-shirt.
It feels good. I mean, you're like, damn, I listened to myself. Wow.
Self-control,
Yeah.
discipline. Oh my
I know,
god!
right?
Fucking
What's
buy a new
going on with
jacket.
me? Yeah. New me.
Fucking
It's like
sport coat.
Toby fucking what's his name again? The Spider-Man character when he's like, when he's having a good day, everything works out kind of thing. I don't know why I'm
So
thinking about that.
ridiculous.
Okay, NQ on the other side of the ADR though here,
Why do
or the
I have
IDR.
this? Is so bizarre.
Let's go down
What
to the
happened?
15 second. Let's watch NQ. Let's see if we can analyze what's
Let's
gonna
see.
happen.
How many fair value gaps are being produced?
Well, I don't really care about that. So
Can you trade 15 seconds with M7 stuff?
no.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
you
a
can
C price
you can if you're like if you're trading it looking for reasons to validate your entry based
action.
on like time and price, like because you can see
Right.
stuff, right?
Right.
But you have to know what you're looking for specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So like here we're rejecting the
Are you were you
AR.
predominantly a price action trader before this?
No, I would argue that studying IDR made me understand price action way better. It's actually quite funny.
Like studying the reactions around that area?
Yeah, like just understanding when a good time to get into a trade is.
Interesting. You know, who's that girl, Bill, that was showing me that shit? I don't even know if she's
Arius?
there anymore. Yeah, Alias or something. Yeah,
Elias?
something like that, right? But she was killing it, dude. And all she was basing her trades on were this DR and IDR. And I think she was friends with that Kelly girl too, because I know the girls had this ladies group, and all of a sudden, I think these two just started murdering it. And they would take tight stops and aim for like 20R, 30R, and they would get it. And dude, this one day she showed me these trades that were like honestly like a bit too hard to believe, but like she showed me the statements and everything, and I was like, how? How did you do that? Every turn in the market, like not the local turns, but the actual big pivot points,
Mm-hmm.
she would not only take profit, but she would reverse her order, and she made like 100 something R in 2 days, and I was blown away. And then she felt bad because I tried to use what she taught me, and I got fucking rocked, dude. And I wasn't like trying to make her feel bad. I was like, hey, I need more practice. I tried it today and didn't do good. And she's like, oh my god, I feel so bad. I was like, dude, it's a prop firm account, chill. But she just like overreacted. She went into like protective mom mode, which was interesting. And then I think she left now. I don't know if
Yeah,
she is.
I don't see her on here. I just
I don't see
searched her.
No.
Vagabond Trader either. She left. She apparently hates DR or talks shit about it, or Master. And then Master M7. And then she talks bad about Master. Oh man, that shit cracks me
He
up.
just dipped up again in ES.
Well, look at this. I was fucking off by like I saw it and I should have corrected it, but this would have been the trade.
Let me go back to that. I was looking at the live.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah,
hold on.
thank you closes above this
What was the trade? Oh, right there.
8874.5. Could be a good one. Could be a good. Wow, YM is making highs,
And
but it's
Q.
got a massive way to go. Hey, what do you guys know about overlapping weekly DRs? Like NQ has overlapping ones. NQ has them too, or sorry, YM has them. NQ has them. What is the significant over those? And I know you told us to look into.
Weekly DRs overlapping.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Garbage. Don't trade it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's just like it being inside one weekly DR. It's terrible. It's usually
Yeah,
sideways action.
yeah, that's a good point. And we also need to check was our ODR from Wednesday outside. No, it wasn't on Dow, so
See, and this is this is where like understanding like DR and then price action is like really beneficial. So like because we know that the gaps here,
yeah.
what we're looking for is when we see it targeting the gaps. Let me break even on this one. When we see it targeting the gap, we're looking for a change in state of delivery based on DR. So this is happening during the box creation. Oh, I would have been here. I wouldn't have been here. So I would have hit that trade if I was actually trading it live. So you're looking for a change in state of delivery. So we just had it. We had the high taken. So if this continues down, then you can assume that the box creation, like your highest probability trade after box creation, is going to be basically in this range if it continues down.
Why? Because that's where the change of delivery happened.
That's right. So you're either going to get a reaction like this,
Yeah.
or like this.
Right. Okay.
So it's like it's
And
just
the models are telling us basically that too. That's either downside expansion plus, or if we do get that reaction, we get that range expansion. Yeah. Nice.
But I just adjusted this, tab this as my entry. We're on another 3R potentially if I was trading it.
We have 1 broken, 2 broken. What is it? One thing I didn't know that I was telling Bill yesterday is I didn't know that during RDR you could break not only your ODR model but also your ADR model. Like right now in NQ, we just broke the ADR model because we closed below 0.5 of ADR. And I would love to backtest what the implication of it happening during RDR versus like 1 in ODR and 1 in RDR. Like what? I wonder if there's like a pattern in that.
Yeah, like so to me, like this is just sell side now, right? Like yes, we have this gap here and it could go up there, but
yeah,
when like we already swept the high in the open or pre-open.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we took the lows, so like most people would think it's coming back up here to this gap. To me, because we already took the high, we're gonna get the box form, and then it's gonna sell down to the weekly DR.
Yeah, that's the most likely, right? Because turnaround Thursday as well.
Yeah, I don't really think about that. I haven't done enough testing to like specifically.
Dude, yeah, that's good, honestly, bro. Because when I first started, I thought turnaround Thursdays were like a guarantee. The amount of time, like, fuck,
Guaranteed.
fuck, man. Yeah, bro, I was
The only thing guaranteed is losses.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It worked sometimes, and
Expenses,
but sometimes it's like shit.
Yeah, I take everything M7 says with a grain of salt because the way he explains it
makes it seem so matter of fact.
But it is. But he also has 20 years of trading experience. So it's
right.
like when like he's looking for super specific things, and he's like, and what brings it to his head is he'll be like doing a training on a Thursday or on a Friday, and he will have saw it on a Thursday, and he's like, oh, I know that 30% of the time this happens. So I'm going to tell people that this is stuff to look for. But then the problem is people think like they can't.
It's the holy grail.
Exactly. They can't rationalize that this is like a circumstantial thing, just like how.
It's like an edge, not a guarantee. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right. So it's. And then they just go all in, and then these are the same people. Well, even like the guy.
Dude, even me, man.
Well, even the guy in the chat this morning who was like, I was trying to explain.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like,
what happened? Turnaround. I mean, technically, turnaround is happening right now, right? The fact that it took the high on NQ and is going down towards the weekly DR, and the model suits that. That's a pretty
this is a
good turnaround.
Yeah, like, and today I would agree. Like most people would have seen this. They would have seen this break a structure, this breaker block. They would have saw this reaction, and they would have assumed this is going for the gap. For me, same thing as I was telling the other guy with the oil trade that he took. Is
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like, yeah, this ended up working, but like to me, all this was gonna do when this
Oh,
was a false day
1-6.
was run this
Oh,
high
shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why the hell
and
that
then
just happened.
and then sell.
Mm.
Like, I'm not expecting this,
Mm-hmm.
and if it is coming up here, I'm expecting like another like range expansion to the high side, and then a continued sell off.
Yeah.
Just like he traded the gap in ES here.
I'm actually a little surprised Reef is taking advanced trades, to be honest with you. Just last week he was like saying he wasn't doing
And then
great.
he was
I think you
going.
should focus on simple things, honestly, but
Yeah, but people
not for
want
me
the
to say.
pie, right? Like, they don't like.
Right. And yeah, I get it, dude. It's like it's just too, and that's sort of why I stopped going to the live this month, because I'm catching up like
Okay.
as I'm going, and like because I was just following the lives every day, and it would take precedence over like back testing or forward testing without anybody in your ear, and like that started fucking me.
Mhm.
And eventually, when I stopped going to the lives, and I'm like, what? Like, just forget everything. What can get me money? And how do I train myself to that? And that's when Santi did his student stage as well.
Mhm.
I actually missed it, but I got to watch like the replay. I didn't even watch the whole thing, but something clicked for me. I don't know what it was, but it was like, dude, like, because when I was profitable around April, May time, it was because I was doing just time and price. This is like back in, pretty early days, like, and that shit was working nice. And then I abandoned it because I got attracted to the next flashy thing,
Mhm.
whatever it was, like imbalances, like, and I truly never found a way to like implement them. I have no imbalances on my chart. If you see, I don't give a fuck about imbalances. I just care about the dibs to support my direction, but it's it's like ICT's fair value gap. Like, which ones do I really use? I have no fucking clue, dude.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna start building that eventually, but I've started giving myself time. Like, there's no need to rush it. I'll give myself a year. First, I want to get profitable with TMP, and then I can slowly but surely, like, once I have a cushion and I have money in an account that's doing well, then I can start venturing out. But my priority should be like squeezing the most obvious thing that can return you crazy amounts of money. Especially on NQ, like my TMP trades on it are, if you're letting that shit run when it wins, because time extension is always towards the end of the day, you can make 10R, 15R, 20. Like, it's doable, and it only takes a few of those for you to make your year basically. Because right now, I don't have a single. I think my first year of trading, I made about $7,000, but I don't know what that is in R. Like, I wasn't tracking R.
Mhm.
I have no idea. So this year, my only goal is just end up positive R, and that's a good starting point. Because for someone that's been unprofitable for 4 years, basically, for me to want to go for like 1,000 R, 2,000 R right off the bat, like
Yeah, but you
it's
don't.
unrealistic.
It's not even unrealistic. You don't need it. Like,
Right, exactly.
if you can average even 30R a month, you're
And
man.
you're sizing it perfectly with percentages, dude. Your account will compound grow like crazy. It would just balloon up like super quick.
Yeah, and people just don't understand. Like, they, it's a time thing, right? Like, even you take this test that I'm working on right now. If you show the equity curve, and
It's also an extreme discipline thing, though. Like, for you to truly replicate that for every day, for you to put the 2% risk or whatever, it's simple, but when you're live, like battling your emotions and
Oh,
trading just
why
like
would
your
you
back
do
test, That's
Oh.
that's what I'm trying to go for.
It's easy for me, but yeah, I agree. Like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
struggle with it, bro. I need to teach myself
but
discipline. I'm not a
what people don't understand, like we didn't have this equity curve before, so it's like kind of whatever. But
yeah,
they see people go like 10K to 2 million or whatever, and 99% of those guys are like fake money. But what people don't understand is this backtest is January to June. Like this is 6 months.
insane. Yeah.
Like
What
this,
the fuck?
yeah. Like this isn't. Like this isn't.
But do you think most people in the DR Academy have the balls to do the last like month or two? Look at the equity curve on that.
Yeah, it just explodes.
Because like that's where you're risking true like 2% on your account, and 2% of that amount is pretty fat.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm break even here, right? Like I'm
Right,
not.
right, right,
So this is my
right.
argument for break even. Whereas
And one R is like
if this
because
was
you're making big R's anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
worth it.
if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, if this was 5 losses, we'd be like down here in our equity curve. Like
Yeah,
I don't want to lose fucking 150K. Like what are we like? I'd
I
way
know, right?
rather be break even.
Yeah,
And this is where
that's interesting. Yeah,
yeah, this is where the
at
break
that
even
level.
matters. Like
Yeah,
down here, one could argue it's like yeah, whatever. Like you take a loss, you get a like 6 hour,
that's
you
a
get
very
whatever.
good point. Yeah, because that's how I've been framing it in my mind. It's like, oh, well, like one MCL loss of like even 20 ticks, it's like negligible. But
That's
when
right.
you look at it from a scaling you're absolutely right. Yeah, maybe BE needs to be implemented at
Yeah,
some point.
because like let's say you have a bad week and you get an 8 hour loss. Like you're trying to tell me that
Yeah,
you're going from $1 million to like 800,000 because no, like get out of
yeah,
here. And that's
yeah,
why M7 like is always advocating, like even on his Twitter, like people like laugh at it. They're oh that's a 12 hour trade. He's like yeah, but I'm break even. I don't care.
yeah, yeah.
He's like
Sure.
he's like I there's no loss. I got five
That's
hundred
true.
million dollars, and I could get half a mil off this trade, or I could get zero.
Yeah,
But I'm not
same.
losing
24.
any of my money.
Yeah,
So like that's where I get the break even from. Is like
yeah,
I want my equity curve to stay as close to even or continue to grow as possible. I don't want the equity curve to be going down consistently because especially as you get into bigger numbers, that is way harder to tolerate
it
because
is.
now you're like even like say it's
Oh shit. Hey, sorry, 1 second. I'll be right back.
looks like oil. I can't even see the weekly DR through all this stuff. Where does
All
it?
right, I'm back.
Welcome back. Yeah, so like the larger your account gets, the more intolerable losing gets. And then if you haven't controlled your impulsiveness at the micros, like you're never hitting $1 million.
Yeah, for sure.
See you, babe. Have a good day. Um, because it's like if you like, it's the same as the other guy that like took the advanced trade for ES here, and like it ran up, he trailed, and then got stopped out. Like that's whatever. You're up like 4 hours or
Yeah.
something. But then he's like, I'm in again, and I was like, oh wow. And I was like, where are you in? And he's like, 50-30. I'm like, oh. I'm like, so you're going for like a 1-to-1? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, where's your stop in this?
Right.
I'm like, what do you like? What do you mean you're in again? And like, I asked him
Right.
twice because I was in disbelief, and I think Will was here for that.
Oh, who Reef?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, he's like, I'm in again. I'm like, where are you in? He's like 50-30. I'm like, and I knew he was going for this gap, so I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Reef needs to practice what I'm trying to do because I see the same issues he has as what I used to do. It's just he's constantly feeling like he's missing out, and today needs to be the day he makes it big. And those are the days where he like I mean there's times I feel like he executes more than he wants, and it's because yeah he enters like he's
well,
like ah fuck I got wicked out so I want to re-enter kind of thing, you know?
well, man, he held. So like he told Will and I, and we're like both like, nah, dude, like that's dumb. So uh, he had this pending trade for market open at the Gapville. Like he held this overnight.
I see.
But then when so like this was a huge trade, but then he went from like he would have been up,
Or like a crazy amount
yeah, like
already.
he would have been up
Yeah.
like 12R, and then he said he was now down money on this trade as a total. So it's like there's no it doesn't it doesn't
You need
matter
to
if
yeah,
you're
you need to take some stuff.
yeah, like but
Sure.
it
Like at 10R, like you should be.
no, he got wicked out. Like he trailed his stop and he got wicked out. So let's say it was like here.
Oh no way.
So
So he was still up like a good 6R.
huge. Yeah, like let's say like worst case, he's up 6R. He gets wicked out right here. And then he goes from being up 6R to like losing on the trade overall, and he's like, well, at least my CL's running. It's like, but if you're like, it doesn't even matter. So let's pretend this, and it did run the target. So let's say, so here, this is a win. He probably was below that VIB, and he was going to this gap. So this is a 7.5R trade. So between winning this trade and losing on his CL
Yeah.
trade,
Oh shit! Hang on.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
he's up maybe 2 or 3R. So
Right.
like what's the benefit of doing advanced trades if that's your outcome?
Alright, yeah.
Because now you just feel shitty. You're probably gonna wait for RDR to happen. You're gonna take another trade trying to make up
And try to like let it go, but then it's not gonna go, and then you're
Yeah.
I completely agree, man.
So I just
You gotta pick your battles, bro. That's the thing, man. Like it's
and I told him
we
that.
all have a limited amount of mental capacity, especially like I don't know. I mean,
Well,
I think
and-
he's off work right now. That's why he's wanting to spend a lot of time on this. But you still need to be specific at how you engage the market.
100%.
Can't be like his original plan was sound, right? And when you get trailed out, it's like, all right, cool, that was a great trade. Now let me wait till like 10:30 for TMP. But to feel like you need to jump back in, that's something psychological that needs to be,
Yeah,
you know.
but that's my argument for like why most people shouldn't even be doing advanced trades, because
Right.
like most people can't do time and price efficiently, and now you're
Right.
trying to like add more complications to your already emotional state.
Right.
And
Before
it's
time and price has even arrived, and you're adding like these.
yeah, especially
I mean-
like when you say you got wicked out here on this CL trade, like say you get back in, like what are you hoping for? Like we know that market open and pre-box, like this can do whatever it wants. This can fucking
Yeah.
go all over the place, and then
Right.
open up here, like
Right.
like nobody knows. So it's like you take your like if you want to do advanced trades, like cool, but like take your trade and just win or lose. That's it. Like even M7 says, if you're new to taking advanced trades, take 2 a week. It doesn't matter if one of them goes 30R. That's it. You took your 2 shots. You don't run your profits. You don't.
The truth is, though, like I'll tell you my own experience. To do advanced trades, you're putting in so much time to try and uncover what this magical edge is that you neglect your bread and butter, right? That's what was happening to me, where TMP was there every day for me to take, or even goldfish or whatever the others were. But I was chasing these advanced trades, and by the time it comes down to our regular trading style after 10:30, I've incurred like -4, -5 R. My mental state is not focused. Like it's just it builds on itself, right? So if you instead are like, okay, what is the most you know basic fundamental thing I can do, and I'm all about building a cushion right now because I've never found something that works this well in my trading career, and that works really well with how I'm
Nothing does, dude,
also thinking.
because everything else in trading is feeling based.
Yeah, there's no data that backs it. There's nothing to
Now,
say like an EMA cross will do this, or there's nothing. It's just all about like, oh, today it did it.
well,
Maybe tomorrow do it. Like,
like the caveat to that is there are people who are extremely intuitive and understand, like they have,
mm,
like
that screen time and yeah,
yeah, like they
it
have
can
the
make it work.
ability to tap in and make it work.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, like especially like there's one guy I follow. He trades on the 15-second time frame. 99% of traders could never do that.
Yeah.
They just
Oh
can't.
shit. Hey, I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, I have a meeting.
Yeah, no
One sec.
worries. I'm actually gonna dip too. I'll be back in half hour.